Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, my name is Andrea and I'm a music photographer based in London and I do videos mostly about that. So for this video, I thought that I would have a bit of a casual chat about the differences between shooting for free or getting paid to shoot, what the differences can be. I mean, obviously there's the main difference, right? The money, if you get paid or not. But there's also like some other things that I think some people don't usually think about when they compare the two. These are things that I've observed and learned from experience, and it might be interesting to have a chat about it. If you aren't super new to my channel, you would know I actually filmed a video about should you shoot for free, and in that video I covered a few points that I might touch on this video. That video is not so much about comparing the two things, comparing paid and free shoots. It's more so just telling you the benefits of shooting for free. This one, I'm gonna more so strictly compare the two different situations. So if you think that's something you're interested in, keep on watching. And I would love to have a discussion with you guys, to hear what you have to say in the comments. So please do let me know what your opinions are, what you think, and if you have anything to add to the conversation. So yeah. Again, disclaimer, this is a casual chat. I feel like everybody should get paid for their work. Absolutely. But I think there are a few exceptions here and there where, shooting for free is acceptable and almost welcomed in some sense, and that there are still benefits. I'm gonna cover all of that here. So obviously, number one, the main difference between paid and free shoots is the money, like I said. That is a huge thing. And as we all know, money changes everything, including shoots. So when you are getting paid to shoot, you can expect to, not always, this can depend, but I feel like you're expected to cater a lot more for your clients' needs and wants and help achieve what they want to achieve with the photos. I feel like a lot of the times it can be a bit of a less collaborative project. Not always. I've worked with so many amazing artists, paid shoots, and it's always been a beautiful collaboration. We always put ideas back and forth. We come with a mix of both our ideas. There's also been shoots where they gave me, paid shoots that they gave me free reign and I could do whatever I kind of thought would look good. But I think when people pay you, they have this, and somewhat justifiable, sort of entitlement, I guess, to the product, because they are paying for a product and they're paying you to deliver it. The amount of input you are gonna have can depend a little bit, can waver a little bit sometimes when the shoot is paid, sometimes. As opposed to free shoots, I feel like, honestly, I know that a lot of the times when people are shooting for free, it's because they're starting off, they're a little bit more inexperienced, they're not as confident, but honestly, this is your time to do whatever you want with your photos. No one's paying you. There shouldn't be much of a obligation or expectation for your photos. Sometimes the way that you get to shoot for free, that you get access to a gig, if this shoot is happening in a live concert scenario, a lot of the times you'll get in because you'll be like, can I come in, for free and shoot? I'll give you some photos at the end of it, and that's usually how the transaction works. But please don't feel overly obligated to deliver things on their standards. I hope that doesn't sound too bad, but feel free to input a lot of your own personality and your own creativity and your own look and your own preferences on those photos, because it is way more collaborative, if not even more so to your side. I feel like you kind of have the ball in your park. Is that how the term goes? When you're shooting for free as a photographer, I feel like you kind of get to have a lot more say. Inherently, you are in control, and there's not much that people can hold over your heads, you are in control. You make what you want out of the pictures. You make them look how you want. Again, it doesn't always have to be so cutthroat, so black and white. Sometimes you do want to make them look good for the people that you're shooting. You do want to make them happy. You do want to make them look how they want to look, and that's totally fine. But what I'm saying is that if you have the want and the need to make those pictures look a certain way, you should do it. You have the right. It's like I said, the ball is in your park. You have control over the situation, so you can get really creative and exercise your creative vision. You can experiment. I think you're gonna be able to tell by the end of this video that I have a lot of good things to say for shooting for free. But let me just remind you that you can get a lot of these perks, these benefits of shooting for free on paid shoots as well. Like I said, I've had shoots where I've been paid, where I had so much creative control that I felt that I could make the art that I felt would look best, or that my input was really valid. Only because you're getting paid, it doesn't mean that you won't have a voice in the project. That's not true. But what I'm saying is that when you don't get paid, you definitely should be able to. I just like trying to find some pros to shooting for free, to encourage people that maybe are at the beginning of their career and can't find a paid gig yet. There's obviously benefits to it too. It's just not money, which is actually really important. So eventually you should try to lead those free shoots into paid shoots. Let me know if you want to see a video about how to make that transition. I think that's going to be a very, not sensitive topic, but I don't think there are rules as to how to do it or how to get there. I think every person's journey is very different, but maybe I could touch on some general tips of what has helped me make that transition from, I guess, hobbyist to professional. Basically how I managed to get paid for shoots. Because when I started off, I didn't necessarily get paid for every shoot that I did. But that would be a topic for another video. Let me know if you would be interested. But going back to why I am so pro shooting for free, it's just because, like I said, I feel like some people sometimes need a little bit of encouragement, especially at the start of their career. And if this can help people see the good in it, see the good that can come out of it, then that's cool. But obviously, don't let people take advantage of you. You know, you have to know when the limit is being crossed and all of that. Yeah. Another difference that I can think of when it comes to free and paid shoots is the purpose, the use, or even like the licensing of those final images. Because a lot of the times when you work for hire or when you're being paid for a photo shoot, those final images can be sort of in control of the client or the client's management or whatever the case may be. You should always try to keep the copyright to your photos. I can also make a video about copyright. I'm not an expert, but just like a casual chat like this one, if you're interested. Selling your copyright is almost like selling a piece of your soul. Sometimes that's how it feels like. Obviously, if you have to, of course, do it. But if you can avoid it, I think it's healthy to avoid selling the copyright of your work. And although you don't necessarily have to sell the copyright of your work when you work for hire, when you're getting paid, sometimes, you know, there's a contract that you have to sign that you have to give exclusive access to those photos for that client, for the purpose of what those photos were taken of. So let's say that you were doing a paid shoot for a magazine and you're taking portraits of an artist for a feature that they're gonna have in the magazine. That photo shoot was shot exclusively for that magazine. So you're not really supposed to use those images for anything else. So let's say you took a photo of that artist, you send the photos to the magazine gets published. You're not really supposed to use like other shots from that same photo shoot and, you know, sell it to other magazines or use it for different things. That photo shoot sort of belongs in that context. For example, I've signed contracts where I'll give them exclusivity to those pictures for like 2 or 5 years, and then I can do what I want with them. But those things can vary. And when you shoot for free, there's usually no contractual obligations. You can do whatever you want with the pictures within reason. Obviously, there are some rules about selling other people's likeness. It's all very case by case, can be a little bit confusing. But overall, you have so much more freedom when it comes to the use of those images when you're shooting for free. Because like I said, it's not tied to any contract, to any specific purpose. You know, you can post them pretty much whenever you want to. You can edit them how you want them. You don't have to forsake any sort of exclusivity to them. So that's a pro. That's a pro, in my opinion. And that's how it can differ from paid shoots. I think I might leave this video here. I feel like I've touched on a few sort of like open discussion topics that we can talk about in the comments. I could maybe make a part 2 to this. Again, I'm not saying that you shouldn't get paid for your work. You definitely should. This is more so geared towards people that are starting off and feel a little bit dismotivated about not being able to get some paid gigs, and how maybe shooting for free, especially at the beginning of your career, has its benefits, has its pros as opposed to paid shoots. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you'd like to see next. And thank you so much to my patrons, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next one.